Hi guys, welcome to the Humanity, and we are continuing our color and chat, and this is the Harpy from Mythomorphia by Kirby Rosanes, and I did this much on her before. Let me zoom in. Oh, by the way, in case you haven't noticed before from like when I did my live on Instagram, I have a new background. I put up the new tablecloth today. That was a chore because I had to do that. Did that at like 6:30 this morning because I was up at 4:30 and just needed to do something with my brain. So that is what I did. Alright, so I've got us zoomed in. Please forgive the shaky as I get us going. So I decided to do something a little different this time around. Instead of just standing up here, here and going on about stuff that I've probably said about 3 or 4 times because I do tend to repeat myself. Hello, neurodivergency, yay! So I thought I would have people ask me questions. And I got some really good I just broke the tip of my pencil. I got some really good questions from you guys. So I'm going to go through the questions. There are quite a few. What I'll probably do is do the shorter answered things first. And then things that are going to require a bit of story time, I'll kind of pepper those in as I go. I didn't have anybody say they wanted to be anonymous, so I will shout out the Instagram handles of all the folks that were nice enough to drop me a question. And then I had Abe ask me a question. Let's do Abe's question first. So Abe asked me, what 3 coloring books do I wish existed? This was a fun one, and we were talking about it after he asked me the question, and it sort of devolved into we were coming up with a whole bunch of different books. So I had to narrow it down to 3 books. And I came up with one particular book that I actually have like a dream artist. So if you're familiar with Ink House, you're familiar with Rory Dobner's art. I would love if Rory Dobner did a Debonair Dinos coloring book. So I'm talking about dinosaurs with top hats and canes and ascots and waistcoats and monocles. I mean, I think that would be amazing. The other one I was thinking about was like a traveling frogs book, but it was like, so frogs from different countries, and then the frog would like tell you about the place that he's from. I don't know, there's something with frogs, like global frogs or traveling frogs. And then the other one I had was like a chibi Doctor Who. I'm kind of on a Doctor Who kick right now, so I would love a good Doctor Who coloring book. I've seen some of the Doctor Who coloring books that are out, and the art to me is just kind of crappy and not that cool. And if there's one that you guys could recommend, drop me a comment, because I would love to have a Doctor Who coloring book. I gotta cross these out as I go, or I'm going to get lost. So pardon me with my reach and my arm. I will use this pencil. So Abe's question is out of the way. Misty, who is Country NCC on Instagram, asked me my favorite music to listen to. Oh boy. So I love music. Music is very important in my life, just in general. I sometimes have to have it on to sort of regulate my brain, keep me from getting overstimulated, and generally it's the music soothes the savage ever. And really, favorite music to listen to depends on what I'm doing. So generally I'm quite fond of industrial dark wave gothic sort of EBM music. Examples would be V&V Nation, Project Pitchfork, Division, and names that just, boy, I can't think of any names, but bands like that. So gothic new wave type of stuff. I love 80s music. I absolutely love 80s new wave. So Depeche Mode, Susie and the Banshees, that kind of stuff. I like old country. Like, I'm not going to get into the country debate, but I like old country. So, Johnny Cash, Waylon Jennings, Willie Nelson, Glenn Campbell, George Jones, Conway Twitty, that kind of country music. I love that kind. And I like bluegrass and Americana type of stuff too. When I'm crocheting, I really like to listen to Celtic music. I just like Celtic music in general, but it's something that when I'm working with yarn, for some reason, it just feels really good to listen to that kind of music. I don't know, it's just a thing. I do like some popular, like, pop music. I really love Harry Styles' new song, As It Was. Oh, it's such a good song. I really love that sound that he's getting into. I love classical music. I love opera. I love opera and classical music. Like, so very much. I love that music. So yeah, I really like a lot of different music. There are some go-tos that I do. You know, I like a lot of Motown and soul and like oldies music from the 50s and 60s, all that kind of stuff. But like I said, it really depends on my mood, really depends on what I'm doing. But yeah, music is a huge deal for me. So that was a fun question. Thank you, Misty, for that one. All right, so then we're going to go to K. Carey, or Carrie K. I know it's different between YouTube and Instagram, so forgive me if I flipped it wrong. But you gave me a couple of questions, one of which was, would you ever live on a houseboat? If I could have some sort of Dramamine microchip, or like an IUD, but for Dramamine, sure. My motion sickness has actually gotten a lot worse as I've gotten older. I don't think I could live on a houseboat without constantly throwing up, which is sad, because yes, absolutely, I would live on a houseboat. Absolutely. I think that would be awesome. I just think that would be really cool. Dream job. Ooh. Probably a writer. I have not... Hello, Storm. Storm's like, are you filming? Can I talk? I do write. I have not written in a while. I'm going through stuff, and it kind of keeps you from wanting to write. So I'm working on it. I do some writing exercises every once in a while. Abe helps me out with that. We kind of write back and forth together, and that keeps my brain in the fictional sense of things, and it helps me sort of keep up with my writing. But I mean, if I could, I would, you know, quit my job and write full time and actually like get things finished and published and all that happy jazz. And then the other question I had was, artist I admire most. I'm coloring one of his pictures. I think I admire Kirby Rosanes the most. And I think it's because I just admire his imagination and the art that comes from his mind, and how he sees the world and how he draws what he creates is just nothing short of amazing. And the other thing too about it is, I admire him because I've seen his growth in what he draws. I mean, this book is from 2016, I think. Mythomorphia is one of his older books, I believe. Hold on, let me check, because I'm very curious now. I think this book is falling apart. Oh my gosh. I don't think I have the title anymore. Yes, I do. This came out in 2017, so it's an older book. And if you look at Anamorphia, Mythomorphia, all of those, and then you look at Fragile World, Worlds Within Worlds, and Mythic Worlds, you can see the change. You can see the growth and the difference in his art now than the difference in his art then. And I really admire someone who can grow like that with their art. So I'm like super... Is that the cat?
Sir, what in the world? Where are you?
He's under the chair. What do you have? What are you doing? Anyway, he's being silly. But yeah, that would definitely be an artist that I really admire the most. So next up, we have Tammy from Tammy Colors 2. Now, she asked a question that somebody else also asked. So I'm going to get her coloring question out of the way first, and then we're going to get to the fun question. So her coloring question is, favorite colored pencil set and one I dream of getting. So favorite colored pencil set is Black Widow, probably Monarch, but can I say all Black Widow? Because Black Widow is my favorite. My whole Black Widow collection is my absolute favorite. One I dream of getting, honestly, is I would love to get the new Starjoy set. I have a small set of Starjoy that I actually inherited from Tammy that I really like. I really like the Starjoy pencils, and I would love to have a big set of those. That would be fantastic. And then she asked the question that I get asked every once in a while is, how did Abe and I meet? So, much like couples of the modern age, we met online. So I spent a lot of time online on a little old website called Tumblr. And I spent a lot of time on Tumblr role-playing. So if you are unfamiliar with what role-playing is, it is basically you pretending to be somebody else. That's like the easiest way to do it. You are creating a narrative with a fictional person. And a lot of times those fictional people are actual fictional people, like characters from a movie, a TV series, a book series, an anime, a cartoon, anything like that. So that's in a nutshell what that was. And at the time, I don't even remember who I was writing on Tumblr as. Sean. Banshee from X-Men was my one big character that I wrote quite consistently for a long time.
If you hear the cat going insane in the background, that's because that's what he's doing.
He's going insane. He's playing with his stuff. He likes cardboard, so he likes to scratch up cardboard, which is fine. It means he doesn't scratch up our chairs. So anyway, role-playing on Tumblr, and one night I was invited to an online Cards Against Humanity game, but it was in character, so you had to play Cards Against Humanity as a fictional character. So I decided I was going to have fun with this, and I was going to play as Jimmy Olsen, which is hilarious if you think about it. I can't imagine Jimmy Olsen's reaction to some of the things that come up in Cards Against Humanity, and believe me, I played that up pretty well. And Abe came into the game as Thor. Yes, Thor. God of hammers. And that's kind of where we met. Thor and Jimmy sort of hit it off, and we sort of hit it off, and then there was a long-distance relationship that lasted quite a long time. And then visits happened, and then visits stopped happening, and we got together officially in the meat space as a couple unit partnership thing. I don't know, I lost my brain all of a sudden, but yeah, that's basically how we met. We met online through Tumblr role-playing, and that's it. That's the rest is history. Now, Amanda from Amanda's Joy of Coloring did also ask that question, but Amanda also asked a lot of good stuff, by the way. Thank you, Amanda. So, did ask how we met and asked how long we've been together. So,
8 years.
8 years together.
As of next month.
As of July 3rd. 4 years married as of July 3rd. We got married on our anniversary because that's one date to remember. Listen, we both have some mental things going on, and...
Oh, no, it's even smarter than that. Because I always know how many years it's been, based on my own age, because I was 20 when I met you.
Oh, gosh.
So because I'm 28, it's been
8 years.
8 years.
Nice. I love that. Easy math, guys. Easy math. That's the way to do it. Is get that easy math going with relationships. The stuff doesn't get forgotten. I mean, not that I would forget our anniversary anyway, but
I would.
I wouldn't let you. How about that? So yes, we've been together for 8 years as of July 3rd. So yeah, that is that one. While we are on the subject of Abe, Amanda asked if Abe's been doing more digital art, and I would say yes. Abe does dabble in analog art as well, but has been doing a lot more digital art. We actually got him this cool new toy. It's the
Huion H420X.
I was just going to say it's a drawing tablet, babe.
Oh.
It's a drawing tablet that it's just it's just like a tablet that you write. It doesn't have a screen or anything, but you hook it.
It's a little guy.
And you hook it up to your screen, and then you draw on it, and then it shows up on you can do it to your phone, to your computer, to your tablet.
That friendly little guy.
That's what it looks like. And it was what, $25? $25. Really cool toy. So Abe's been playing with that a lot, doing a lot of cool stuff. Now Amanda asked a question. Abe, I'm giving this to you.
Oh boy.
Will Abe make a book for us to color? Abe?
I have something conceptually in the works. It may be a little while still.
But there's something conceptually in the works, guys.
If you like candy and cute girls, you'll like it.
Oh, yes. Now I know what you're talking about. Now I'm all excited. Yes. If you like candy and cute girls, trust me, it's a really cute... I've seen some of the stuff that's been done already, and it's a great idea, and it's super cute. So, yes. The answer is eventually. While I am on Amanda's questions, Amanda asked how old I am. I turned 47 on May 15th. Saying that out loud, just... Yeah. Now, I am 47 years of age physically. Ask me how old I am mentally. 25, 22. I'm very, yeah. Sometimes I'm 5 years old. Just depends on the day. I just have days where I just want to be a toddler and not do anything and not be an adult. But we all have those days. The next... One of the things that Amanda asked was how I was, and like health check. So I will say that I am doing a lot better than I was at the start of the year. When I started taking a better look at how I'm doing with my health, I started seeing an endocrinologist about my diabetes to get my sugar under control because I was having very high sugars and my A1C was 13. They want it to be between 4 and 7. And it was 13. As of yesterday, it is 5.9. So from March until now, I have gotten my A1C down to 5.9. I'm exercising every day. I recently found out that through my health insurance, I get a free gym membership. So we are going to go to Planet Fitness and get a gym membership for free. We also get weights and elastic, like tension bands or whatever they're called, resistance bands, for free. So I'm ordering the 3-pound set and Abe's ordering, or I'm ordering the 5-pound and Abe's ordering the 10-pound.
And let the record show just how proud I am of you, because I know working out sucks. It sucks.
It does.
A lot. But you have done it every day.
Yeah, it does suck, and it's hard because I'm going through a lot of issues with my legs and my diabetic neuropathy, where I think it's been fucking with my muscles, and I think I exercised the wrong way and I hurt my leg, and I'm in a lot of leg pain, unless I'm on top of it with like keeping my sugar good and keeping on my gabapentin and, ibuprofen. It's the whole joke of welcome to your 40s. I hope you like ibuprofen. It's the truth. Listen, ibuprofen keeps me going at this point. So it was really hard. And for right now, all I've been able to do is just exercises with my arms, but I'm trying to get my heart rate up for an extended period of time every day. That's the whole, idea, is to get cardio in and get my heart rate up. So I have a Fitbit, so I keep track of my heart rate when I'm exercising, but I'm kind of looking forward to getting to Planet Fitness so I can get on an elliptical machine, because I'm tired of just doing stuff with my arms. Although I will say that doing all of this and kind of getting into this has made me kind of want to start lifting. So I don't know, I might get these really like big buff arms, which would probably make coloring a lot easier. So speaking of coloring, Amanda did ask how long I've been coloring. Oh boy, I think I saw something come up on my Facebook from like 7 or 8 years ago or more. I think maybe 10 years ago. I've been coloring for a long time. I started coloring when I lived in Texas, and I haven't been in Texas for 5 years, but I started like before I met you. So it was over 8. So it was probably about 10 to 12 years ago I started. Right around the time of the boom where all these books started coming out. Johanna's book started coming out. Kirby's books started coming out, all that stuff. Before then, I was coloring in the Dover books you'd get at the art supply store that were like really weird, like, colonial fashions for men and women and all that kind of weird pirate ships and things. I love those books, though. I just bought a bunch of them at half price because I think they're really kind of neat and kind of kitschy. And I'm trying to do this wing so it doesn't look like poop, but it's like it's gonna look like poop. I might have to cross hatch just to kind of get this to look a little better, but I'm getting there. I don't think I'm obviously going to finish this harpy in another. This is going to be a more than one video kind of situation, so I hope that's okay with y'all. I do have some more questions. Hold on, let me. Oh, Min also asked if anyone in my family colors. Anyone else in my family? Not as far as I know.
Your in-law family.
Well, yes, my married family. My mother-in-law is an artist, and I actually got her. Oh, did I get her Worlds Within Worlds?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I got her Worlds Within Worlds 1 year for either her birthday or Christmas. I can't remember which. I think for her birthday I got her that because I think I was coloring in it, or I had brought it over and she was like, ooh. And I said, okay, well, I know what I'm getting you for your birthday.
Your sister-in-law too.
Yes, my sister-in-law is also an artist, does digital art too, like Abe, and so I definitely have artists around me, which is kind of nice though, because it's like a good energy. I mean, I love sitting here and coloring while Abe's doing art at the same time. It's like super awesome. I know, it feels really nice. So yeah, so the last set of questions comes from Jen's Journey 0717. Now, Jen is new to adult coloring, and she is a very cool person. She comes to my lives and hangs out when I'm on Instagram, and I'm glad because we kind of get other people in there, and I like doing the lives on Instagram because everybody can come in and like talk to each other in the chat and not just talk to me or at me or whatever, and then they can sort of find new people to follow, find new channels to follow and stuff. So Jen asked how I get into coloring, I think was the how and not the when. And I can quite honestly tell you, I don't remember what the catalyst was. I honestly don't remember. I put my glove on. I'm going to get blue all over my hand.
I got you.
Oh, I got one right here.
Okay.
I keep one handy. By the way, she did ask tips for newbies. So here's the thing, as far as tips go. Don't forget about tools. So don't forget about things like a good eraser, a good pencil sharpener, a good blending pencil. Get yourself one of these guys. If you're going to start working with colored pencils and pastels, anything that you could put your hand on and rub off, especially gel pens. You can get a set of these artist gloves on Amazon for like $7 and you get like 6. Basically what they are is these are gloves for digital artists so that they can rest their hand on their tablet and the tablet doesn't register their fingers because it's not conducive with the glove on. Basically that's what that is. But I have found that it is awesome for not getting color all over your hand if you're working like I was silly and didn't work left to right. I decided to go right to left, but that's okay. There's a fix for that. It's called this glove. And I honestly say I cannot remember how I got into coloring. I just remember that I started doing it. I did, I was doing the Weird Dover books, and I had maybe a Crayola set of pencils. I don't even remember. But I do remember that my housemate at the time bought me Johanna Basford's Secret Garden, I believe. I just remember she got me a Johanna Basford book. It might have been Enchanted Forest. I can't remember. But either way, she got me that book, and that's sort of what kicked off the big thing, where it became, this is what Ever's hobby is. Special interest even. That became my big special interest, is coloring. And I have not looked back ever since. And it's something that, even if I don't do it continuously for a long period of time, like I did last year for a while, kind of fall off the train because I got back into my crocheting again, because I can't figure out how to be able to do 2 hobbies at one time. One always seems to fall to the wayside. So I'm trying now to sort of be able to do more than one, because I have crochet projects that I want to do, but I also want to color. So I'm sort of trying to meld everything together so I can do all of those things and nothing gets left behind, basically. Where did I go with that? I don't know. So, favorite books. I do believe, I could be wrong, there might be a video on my channel that is like my top 5 favorite books. My favorite books will change, obviously, because new books are going to fall into my life that I'm going to fall in love with. Like 50 Farmers Miniatures. I would say right now that is one of my favorite books. Without a doubt. One of my other favorite books is Ink House by Rory Dobner. I absolutely love Ink House. One of my other favorite books is Little Party Animals by Glendent Books, which sneak preview on that is actually my Artist of the Week video that I'm going to shoot tomorrow. And I will go more into that person's artwork. I have 2 books by that artist, and we're going to talk about that artist a little more, and I will leave you all the details to find cool stuff. You can even go on get subscribed to their newsletter and get free coloring pages, which, listen, here's another tip for newbies. If an artist has a newsletter, sign up for it. Throw your email in there, because you're going to get coloring pages to print out. And on that note, you want to make sure, if you are going to start printing out your pages, I suggest printing them out on cardstock, 65 pounds and up. And you're going to want to make sure that the printer that you purchase, if you don't already have one, make sure your printer accepts cardstock, because not every printer will works with cardstock. We actually got one, and then we took it back and got another one, because the one that we originally got, I could not use cardstock in. I have an HP photo printer. I could tell you the model exactly, but I'm using my phone.
Hold on 1 sec, I got you.
Okay. Abe's got me. This is why you have a spouse.
The HP DeskJet 3755.
There it is. And it is a nice, it's small, it fits, it doesn't take up hardly any space, to be honest. And it's cute mint green. I like it. But, obviously printer ink is expensive. So, your mileage may vary, but I like having it. I like being able to print out I like being able to print out stuff that Abe draws that I get to have the line art for. And I like to print out the free pages that you can get from like independent artists and people like places like the Coloring Book Cafe does it. You can print out your free samples from Dover, all of that good stuff. But that is definitely a tip, is don't shy away from free samples, because a lot of the times you'll get a free sample and then you're going to want to buy the book, or you're going to want to buy something from the artist. So definitely, you definitely want to kind of jump in on that game, because that's definitely something I would get with, because it's really fun. And who doesn't like free stuff? I don't know about you guys, but I like free stuff. One of the other on the idea of favorite, she did ask favorite supplies. So my favorite pencils I went into before are the Black Widows, all of the sets. I like them all. They do it. Black Widow also has two really good skin tone sets, a dark and a light, and they have been so far the only skin tone sets other than the Worlds of Color by Crayola that I've tried, and I really like them. I don't know. I'm sure. I think Spectrum Noir has a skin tone set for colored pencils. I'm sure there are other like big brands that do too, but those are the ones that I found that I really, really like. Other favorite supply, my favorite, I don't really have favorite markers because I'm not a huge marker person. I really like the Prisma Premier artist markers. I got those as a gift from one of my oldest friends, and I love them. They're beautiful. I would probably say other favorite supply is I cannot live without my electric pencil sharpener now that I have one. And I cannot live without my Prismacolor colorless blender pencil. I actually just bought 2 more because I use them very often. What else is a favorite supply? Oh,
Sand ginger.
Ginger root.
Ginger.
Yeah, the ginger root colored pencil, Prismacolor. It's one of their pencils that they have, and it's like a color that I use on everything. It's good for like bones, anything that's sort of porcelain, or is said to be made of porcelain. It's good for teacups if you don't want to color them a color. I use that pencil a lot. I would also say that probably one of my favorite supplies that I've recently sort of gotten into doing and I need to use more of is the Folk Art Dragonfly Glaze. It is a paint. Hold on, I have one close by. Give me a second. I will show you what this is. I don't have anything that I've used it on recently, or else I'd show it off, but I don't. But this is Dragonfly Glaze by Folk Art, and you see the top. It has that shimmer to it, and each of them is a different set of colors that it shifts to. So this is violet, blue, green shift, and you can put it on, like I could put it on this page right here, which I might do actually. That'd be kind of cool, and it will give it this cool shimmer. So it's really good for things like dragonfly wings, or butterfly wings, angel wings. It's good for maybe glass, like drinking glasses or wine glasses, anything like that. Dragonfly Glaze is really cool for. Definitely white Jelly Roll pens are one of my favorite supplies because they're good for highlights. Also, oh my gosh, there's one more thing and I can't remember what it's called. Glossy Accents. It's this, comes in a bottle, it has this really fine tip on it, and basically what it does is it makes things shiny. So like I did it on Raindrops in a Camellia Angel Cova book, and it turned out really cute. So that is, that's another thing that's like a supply that I cannot live without. Definitely a favorite supply. And so I'm going back, and I kind of want to end this video on another tip for newbies, because I think there's something important that needs to be discussed when it comes to this, and that's imposter syndrome. Because I have it, I suffer from it every day. Every time I scroll through Instagram, every time I go on YouTube, I suffer from imposter syndrome, and I'm going to try my best to tell you how to not do it. And I really think that it's just not giving a fuck. Do what you want. There is absolutely no wrong way to color something. There is no wrong way to do this. There is the way that you want to do it when you open your book and you look at your page. I actually came up with this in the shower. I said, I'm going to get the Harpy from Mythomorphia and I'm going to color her blue. All one color. Shading and one color over top. That's what I'm going to do. It's hard when you see people pull out these masterpieces of coloring. And you know that it's because they've practiced and practiced and practiced. And they've sucked before they got to this point. Because that's how that goes. And it might not be what you want to do. I could very easily learn some of these fancy techniques. And I have done a lot better. My coloring skill has improved. If you look at some of the first stuff I've ever colored compared to what I color now, absolutely, yes, I've improved. I've gotten better. But I'm happy where I am. And I say that now, and that's probably going to change when I see something. And, when I see something on Instagram that somebody colored, and I'm going to go, wow, that's really pretty. I wish I could do that. I can't. I could do that. But I have to learn to be happy with what I'm doing to be able to move on and learn new stuff. So my big advice is do whatever you want. It's your coloring book. It's your colored pencils. You spent money on this. This is your hard-earned money, or these were gifts from your friends and your family. This is your stuff. If you want to paint the whole thing black and do something funky with it, it doesn't matter. The whole point of doing this is joy. You're doing this for joy. You're doing this because you get something out of it. I do it because this is my special interest. I do it because it helps me with my anxiety. It helps me with my mental issues. I do it because it's fun. Because I'm a creative person, and this is how I express my creativity. And there's no wrong way to express your creativity. And every picture colored is a great colored picture. And, something that I think just as a community that I would like to see happen more, and I try to do this every day. So as you're scrolling through Instagram, and if you're following somebody or you have a suggested post from somebody that colored something and it has 2 likes and no comments and it's been up for a while, leave a like, leave a comment. There's going to be something about what they colored that you like. Tell them that. Don't be afraid to say, hey, I like the way you colored that tiny snail on the end of that person's hand. Or, I love the way you did your background. Just leave a tiny comment. I can't tell you how awesome it is to wake up and see that somebody commented on a picture that I spent time on, that I threw my creative mind into. Yeah, it's validation from other people. Yeah, it's not healthy to want that all the time, but you know what? It helps. It helps to know that someone's like, hey, that looks really cool. Compliments are free. You're not losing anything or hurting anything by taking a second to go, hey, I really like that. If you look at it and your mind goes, I really like that, say it out loud. Tell the person you really like it. Just, you know, you don't have to do it on every single picture, but if you're really struck by something, then tell somebody. Because you don't know what that person's going through. You don't know how they feel about their ability to color. You don't know if they're going through some imposter syndrome crap, because people don't talk about it. Because talking about having imposter syndrome can be construed as a weakness. And people will just go, well, you just, you know, if you admit to having imposter syndrome, you're going to get a litany of, well, don't think like that. Or, you know, all of this other stuff that's not helpful. A lot of the times when I have bad issues with imposter syndrome, I will scroll through Instagram for hours and like all the pretty pictures I see and comment on some of the cool coloring stuff that I've seen, especially if you see something you haven't seen before. Especially if you see something you haven't seen before. If you see somebody take a new approach to coloring a common thing, like a cup of coffee or a bunch of flowers, if you see someone take a new approach to that, definitely comment, because they took a chance doing that and kind of went, well, I'd like to color this all in black and white with maybe like leaving one flower red. Let me do that. If you see that and it blows your mind, let them know, because it blew their mind too when they did it. And it's just nice to know that other people had their mind blown. So now that I've ranted on about that forever and a day, those were all the questions that I got, and I want to thank everybody that wrote in and left me a comment with questions for helping me find something to talk about while we did this. If you have anything else you want to know, if you have other questions for me, drop me a comment, and I read my comments every day. You know, I check my comments, I check all that stuff every day, so if you leave me a comment, I will see it, and I will definitely answer your question. If you liked this video and had a good time, definitely go ahead and leave me a thumbs up, and I will see you guys in the next video.